Yes. Hello, everyone, again to 6th International BAŞKENT Congress on Physical, Social, and Health Science. Before we start, I'll announce our the greatest moderator, Dr. Mohammed Saftar Bhakti from Islamia University of Bahawalpur. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. Dr. Mohammed Saftar Bhakti is an ELP expert with 26 years IELTS and TEFL teaching and training experience. He has widely published in numerous peer-reviewed research journals, authored 4 books, supervised extensively, and has delivered keynote and plenary speeches at various international forums and international congress. He has conducted and attends course of ELT workshops and seminars within the country. He has been awarded honorary doctorate in ELT and applied linguistics by an American university due to his remarkable service in the field of ELT. He is a recipient of National Human Rights Professional Award 2016 by EHRO, Islamabad, Pakistan, and he is also awarded Certificate of Pride and Honor by Arab Translators Association, Palestine. And also he is among 128 intellectuals, educators, and scholars from all over the world and who got this certificate. ARTA has also awarded him Academic Excellence Award. He is a recipient of Global Edu Leader Award by International Internship University in India, and currently he is teaching in the Islamia University of Bahawalpur, Pakistan, and the key person and the representative person of Pakistan of BZT Academy. Thank you for his great contributions to our all Congress. Sir, if you are ready, you can start the session.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very nice introduction of me. Really, that is a great honor for me to speak over here at this forum again and again, because we are having a very good friendship. Pakistan and Turkey both are on a good relationships. So I'm ready to deliver. I would like to share my screen first. Is my screen visible, sir?
Yes.
And am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Mohammed Safdar Bhatti from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur with my co-presenters Maria Noor, Rini, Siddhartha, Zahida Shehbaz, and Jeff T. Dear audience, the topic of my talk is using literature in ESL context. Actually, language is a means of conveying ideas, facts, figures, particulars, solicitudes, compassion, and love from one individual to another. Although it is roughly calculated that bisection of spheres inhabitant is multilingual. The accession of additional languages has been associated with cognitive benefits in all respects of lifespan. These days, English language is contemplated as an indispensable as it is frequently manipulated throughout the sphere as a measure of communication. A good grasp of English to higher standard andragogy is to gain better professional starts and a well-respected status in society. Teachers are perhaps the most critical component of any system of education. How well they teach depends on motivation, qualification, experience, training, aptitude, and the environment. The stimulus for the present study derives from the view that teaching of language should be taught by using literacy pieces and should move away from a teacher-centered approach towards a student-centered one. Traditionally, literature is defined the best writing produced in a given language or society, which is considered as a literary canon for all times. This normally includes classical writers belonging to the past and often excludes contemporary writing. However, in the postmodern deconstructionist age, the definition of literature took on a new shape to include texts such as advertising copy, graffiti, and public notices, which use literacy devices like parallelism, rhyme, rhythm, and metaphor. It is a resource of news and it gives rise to communion and bridges two languages strongly. Literature expands language awareness, asking learners to examine sophisticated or non-standard examples of language makes them more aware of the norms of language use. Having students read literature aloud contributes to developing speaking as well as listening ability. Moreover, it also leads to improving pronunciation. Pronunciation may be the focus before, during, and after reading. Needless to say, literature-based dramatic activities are valuable for ESL learners and it educates the whole person. It helps language teachers to foster their own cultural, linguistic, and introspective skills. It involves students to overcome negative attitudes towards the target culture. It introduces a variety into the language classroom. Literally, texts offer a rich source of linguistic input and can help learners to practice the four language skills: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. In addition to exemplify grammatical structures and presenting new vocabulary. The purpose of literature is to give pleasure to the reader. As most English language literature is written for native speakers, it prepares learners for the types of language they will have to read and understand in the real world. It encourages students to communicate with others by sharing their thoughts and feelings about the story. If we talk about the impact of literature, a good education is one which gives a strong academic base, self-confidence, a keen sense of responsibility, a polished attitude, and behavior and encouragement to think freely and challenge adversity. Most educators in Pakistan believe that literature can help to develop all these faculties in a student in addition to developing their overall language competence. Cogitation are reflecting and applying things having read, reasoning, drawing conclusions from requirements already given, and creative thinking, finding solutions by means of knowledge, principles, and the ideas. These are some effective approaches: language-based approach, information-based approach, paraphrastic approach, which leads to the personal response approach, moral philosophical approach, and stylistic approach. These are some approaches regarding to the literature study. And if we talk about the significance of the study, this study has great significance for the teachers of literature to enhance the teaching competency through activity-based teaching of second language. It will also make the students' participation active and create the interest of the students. This study will make both teachers and students active to learn the target language. And the objectives of my studies were to investigate the worth of literature-based activities to enhance learners' competency in learning second language with ease, to examine the teacher's position and students' position as participants in ESL classes, to estimate whether ESL learners are given active roles by the teachers or not, to examine whether teachers are trained for holding literature-based activities in ESL classrooms for learning outcomes of the language. My research questions were: whether literature is good for the students or not. Now, I would like to move towards the literature review. Mark Word argues that there is a justifiable and profitable place for literature in ESL, adding that the place and the purpose of a literary component within the English curriculum will differ with the place and the purpose of the teaching English. Povey is also an advocate, although he argues that literature should be taught for its own sake, with its use as a resource for language exercises and cultural knowledge a byproduct only. Now, I would like to talk about the research methodology. That was a research-based survey-based research, and the approach was quantitative and random sampling was done. 50 teachers and 100 students from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur participated in this study. The tools were questionnaire for the teachers and a questionnaire for the students were used as a tool to collect the data from the respondents. And that is a graphic description of my talk. Now I would like to move towards the conclusion. Literature learning environment is most effective for learning English for all aspects of language. Literature has showed positive results for the enhancements of reading skills for ESL learners at university level. Time may be increased for reading literary texts. The students should be encouraged to participate in reading activities. Medium of instruction should be in English so that they may practice the reading skills in their everyday life. Parents and teachers' role towards the use of literature is significant. Reading training courses may be arranged for improving reading habits of the student. There ought to be significant daily time to kick in reading tendencies. These were some references from which I got the help. And thanks for your patience. And any question, please. So that's all from my side. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me. Dear participants, if you have any question, you can ask me.